Welcome to High Magic Practices. In today's episode, we start a new series on Solomonic Magic, where we explore the ancient art of working with spirits through ritual and devotion. Rooted in the legendary wisdom of King Solomon, this path blends ceremonial magic, angelic invocation, and deep spiritual discipline. Many modern Western esoteric traditions, such as the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, Thelema, and the Aurum Solis, draw heavily from the foundational grimoires of Solomonic magic. Texts like the Arbatel, the Heptameron, and the Key of Solomon provided the ritual structure, cosmology, and spirit hierarchies that influenced their systems of ceremonial practice. While these later orders introduced their own philosophies and magical innovations, they all trace a deep lineage back to the classical sources of Renaissance and medieval ritual magic attributed to Solomon. Whether you're just beginning or expanding your practice, this series will guide you through the key texts, principles, and methods of the Solomonic tradition, with a focus on real-world application and inner transformation. Let's begin this journey into divine mysteries and magical power, step by step, spirit by spirit. Solomonic magic is the classic Western ceremonial magical tradition of King Solomon, a system of ritual magic that draws on grimoires attributed to Solomon. In practice, it means elaborate rituals invoking angels and spirits, benevolent or malevolent, under God's name. This tradition emerged in Renaissance Europe, building on medieval Jewish, Islamic, and Greco-Roman magic. Famous Solomonic texts include the Key of Solomon, Clavicula Salomonis, a 14th-15th century grimoire, and the Arbatel de Magia Veterum of 1575. The Key of Solomon is a pseudepigraphical grimoire attributed to King Solomon and exemplifies Renaissance Solomonic ritual magic. The Arbatel is a Latin grimoire of Renaissance ceremonial magic, originally published 1575, describing Olympic spirits and a Christian-oriented system of angelic magic. Legend connects Solomon with spirits and magic. Biblical lore says King Solomon built the first temple by harnessing supernatural beings, demons and spirits, to do his bidding. This myth gave rise to grimoires that claim Solomon's authorship of spirit magic recipes. By the late Middle Ages and Renaissance, European magicians compiled texts of Solomonic magic. These were influenced by earlier Jewish Kabbalah and Muslim magician lore and even classical magical traditions. The Clavicula Salomonis, Key of Solomon, and related manuscripts were written in Latin, Italian, or Hebrew, and circulated in 15th-17th century Europe. Another key work, the Arbatel, appeared in 1575. Unlike most grimoires, it emphasizes positive, godly magic and original Olympian spirits rather than demonic forces. All these books present elaborate ritual systems, preparing talismanic tools, casting circles, and invoking divine names. Solomonic magic aims at spiritual knowledge, protection, and practical power. Its practitioners seek hidden wisdom and supernatural assistance while safeguarding themselves. For example, one grimoire notes that its core teachings are ritual magic, the invocation of spirits, and the pursuit of knowledge and power. In practice, these goals include gaining divine or secret wisdom through angelic communication, ensuring the magician is watched over by God and angels through prayers, purification, and magic circles, obtaining practical favors from spirits, finding lost items, winning love or favor, influence over events. The Key of Solomon explicitly contains invocations to summon spirits for worldly favors, like becoming invisible, gaining love, or friendship. Thus, Solomonic magic is both theoretical, seeking divine truth, and practical, using spirits to affect the world. A strict moral ethical framework underlies Solomonic practice. All rituals must be done reverently in God's name with humility and purity. For example, the Key of Solomon prescribes that all magical operations are performed through the power of God. Before any working, the operator must confess his sins and purge himself of evil, invoking the protection of God. In other words, fear, respect of God, and moral cleanliness are required. Likewise, magicians must undergo physical purification, fasting, prayer, wearing clean white garments, to align themselves with the divine. One grimoire stresses that after these preparations their intentions are pure, and they are thus worthy of invoking the names of God. This emphasis on purity is part of the white path of Solomonic magic. Indeed, the Arbatel explicitly shuns any black arts. Waite notes the Arbatel is devoid of black magic and instead urges charity, honesty, and service to community. In short, Solomonic magicians see themselves as servants of God. They must stay virtuous and pious, using spirits only for just and holy ends. Within the Solomonic tradition, one distinguishes a white, angelic path and a black, demonic path. The angelic path invokes only benevolent spirits and angels under God's protection. In these rituals, the magician appeals to high spiritual hierarchies with devotion. The Arbatel is a prime example. Its magic is entirely angelic in tone and explicitly Christian. It emphasizes that its workings are positive and godly. Arbatel's Olympian spirits are invoked in a Christian context, and that it has no connection to the keys of Solomon in terms of black demon summoning. In this path, spirits aid in healing, prophecy, counsel, or blessings. By contrast, the demonic path involves conjuring and commanding darker spirits for one's will. The most famous text here is the Lesser Key of Solomon, which has a part called Guetea, or Goesha. It describes 72 demons, Solomon bound for temple work. It divides spirit summoning into orders of angels, Ars Theurgia Goesha, and demons, Ars Goesha. As one summary notes, the structure of the Lesser Key reflects the dual nature of Solomonic magic. It is both a means of controlling malevolent forces, demons, and a means of seeking guidance from benevolent beings, angels. In practice, black Solomonic magic often means risky necromantic rites or binding demons, whereas white Solomonic magic stays within prayer, purity, and angelic communication. Solomonic practitioners must choose their path. White magicians petition angels with respect, while black magicians attempt to coerce demons, often considered dangerous and forbidden. The core practices are documented in the old grimoire tradition. For example, the Key of Solomon is essentially the archetype of Solomonic ritual magic. It lays out how to prepare swords, pentacles, and tools and perform invocations. Its Book 1 contains conjurations and prayers to summon and constrain spirits of the dead and demons to serve the operator, though always through the power of God. Book 2 specifies how the magician must purify himself and his tools, including building a magic circle with divine names, and even what sacrifices to make to the spirits. Similarly, the Arbatel is a concise treatise on angelic magic. It focuses on humanity's positive relationship with celestial hierarchies and never descends into black magic. Other Solomonic texts include the Greater and Lesser Keys of Solomon, the Heptameron, the Book of Abramelin, etc. All of these grimoires involve careful ritual structure, circles, invocations, seals, and prayers, for working with spirits in a controlled manner. This has been our overview of Solomonic magic. Its legendary origins, spiritual goals, moral underpinnings, and the contrast between angelic and demonic approaches. We saw that Solomonic magicians always operate under divine authority. They seek knowledge and protection from God, and use spirits only through God's names. This sets Solomonic ritual apart from secular sorcery. It is a deeply religious, ceremonial practice recorded in grimoires like the Key of Solomon and Arbatel. So, that is it for now. Thank you for watching and for all your support. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned. In Episode 2, we will delve into one of the foundational texts, the Arbatel de Magia Veterum, and learn how its angelic magic works. Until then, blessed be and keep the faith.